Hello everyone, welcome back again to Spiritual Growth Tarot. I'm Denise, and this will be our check-in for the week. Used to just be the USA and some foreign relations, but now it's pretty much Ukraine and Zelensky, and then that other little guy over in some other country, you know who he is, that's overcompensating for the lack of something in his life. So I'll check into everything there, and USA as well, of course. And anything else? Economy, of course. Well, that's included in the USA. Health. Yeah. And if you guys want more specifics to, any certain thing, just drop it in the comments and I'll do a separate reading on it. So, okay. And this will be, most of you guys wanted to go from Sunday to Saturday. So I'm going to go from Sunday, the 13th, March 13th, through Saturday the 19th. But we do have that full moon in there on of course, on Friday, full moon in Virgo. But that's in the astrology reading. So, head over and look for that video if you want. So anyway, let me drop the camera down, send you some big hugs and lots of love, and get this going. Okay, so I'm starting off with the Golden Dreams Lenormand by TarocoStudio.com, if you want to get it for yourself. As long as it's not out of print. So sometimes they go out of print for a while, but anyway, first thing I want to check into is the safety of the Chernobyl nuclear power plant. It's been disconnected from the power grid by the Russian military, and so it, because now that it's been disconnected, it might not be able to cool itself down. Goodness knows we don't need another Fukushima happening. Okay, so let's check into the future of that. Future safety. Oh. Okay. Well, for now, I mean, of course, it's full of dark, they've opened a can of worms that they don't have any control over by the Russian military. Like, do those guys know how to take care of anything? I think not. And, because so many of them were put over there under false pretenses with Putin saying either it was a military exercise or to I can't remember his other lie that was even more ridiculous. This guy's just it's hard to send him love and light, I'll tell you, have to do it, to his spirit, because his humanity I'm having a really hard time with. But anyway, so Pandora's box here is showing up over the mice. So the mice is my toxins card. With clouds, it's, all the toxic fumes that could go into the air. Pandora's box brings us into something really complicated. and it knights up, knights down here to the snake, which can also be major complications. This could be complications with wiring, anything that curves around. It could, both of these cards are full of toxins. The dog in the middle does bring in protection. I like seeing that. The owls up here, knighting to the dogs, does bring in wisdom. But it's a ticking time bomb if it's not taken care of properly. Pandora's box back up here. Complications. It's, like I said, opening that can of worms and problems that you did not expect to encounter. And I mean, look at those, just look at those images, right? So, major problems with toxins, toxic fumes, things that are uncertain. With the clouds, it has to do with things that are hidden. Now, it is a card of detachment. So just looking at it on a physical level, and the snake could be like the wiring and electricity. This could be the detachment of the electricity that was really important. The arch and the hourglass. So the archway has to do with of course, a threshold. It's a card of new beginnings and things that change. It's kind of like the Stork's card. But it has to do with, you have to let go of something in order to get across that threshold. Now, this could be a threshold of complications. The bouquet could bring in some, flowers bouquet card could be recovery. It usually is recovery. It's usually a card of offers, and so it could be an offer to protect. Someone comes in with an offer to go in and protect it because maybe they start running into trouble. Putin, of course, just wants to take over it. He's doing everything he can to take over things over there. He's been in Ukraine. He's been pillaging banks. The soldiers are robbing banks and stealing artwork. And it's this like Russian military that's supposedly in charge of Chernobyl. So I'm worried about that ability. Although now I don't have the sun card here, which would show something overheating. This snake card and the mice is very troubling, along with the clouds. But to have the owls up here on the top row controlling does bring in some wisdom. The dog does bring in protection. The key, it's usually a really positive card. It shows a solution. With the hourglass, of course, this is the time. It's like, there's no time. It's ticking. It's ticking. There's no time to waste. You got to get on it, or you're going to lose the opportunity that's really important. And if you lose that opportunity, you've got this snake over here creating even more complications. I'm going to draw a few more cards. Okay, the lilies bring in peace and harmony. Coffin is an ending that can be painful. Peace is ending. They've gotten what they've wished for, but what? This is a power grid. And this is the sun. That could be overheating. So is there protection? Is there danger? So we've got the rider, which brings in news. Could be something secret. Let me just go ahead and do this. This could be something good news, some good news. Oh, secret protection. Now the bear is my Russia card. Secrets. Oh wait, hold on, I get it. Let's try one more card here. Okay. So, yeah, they've gotten what they've wished for. It's more than they can handle. They wanted it because of the power grid. But with this ending here, I think the power grid's going to be, well, they took it off of the power grid. That's what they did, and that's why it's not able to cool itself down, and that's the problem here. This card is usually, wisdom and peace. A peaceful ending, I hope. Excuse me. Peaceful ending. The bear has to do with money, power, and protection. Good news. This could be good news that's been researched into the system and then to make a positive change. There could be that there's a positive change. Social media, yeah, social media's tricky. The lies going out are tricky. With the ship, this could have something to do with that in the water. Well, of course it's right there near the water. Something tricky with the water. Maybe there's a specialist. Sometimes the fox is a specialist. Maybe they bring in a specialist from the public who knows how to deal with it because it's right there over the water. And they're just going to keep working on it. Yeah, I mean, it's a problem. Yeah, right. No man's an island there. He can be isolated. Okay, so things will slow down around it. I think there's safety there. I think we're okay. Things will look up. But it's a very, very, very narrow opening to get, to, I mean, the keyhole can be an ending as well, just like with the coffin, but it's not necessarily a painful ending. It's a change. It could be that it's just taken off for good, and they wanted to use whatever's there. Maybe some chemicals and things that are stored there, probably. Wow. Okay, but I do see protection. I mean, I didn't get the house, which would show safety. We do have choices. Yeah, choices with the, now the tower is very different than in the Lenormand. Major choices with the people in charge at the plant itself. But that's the Russian military. So I'm thinking that the Russian military is going to be getting support and help from people who, this could be like a scientist. Both of these cards here have to do with science. And then that'll bring in some improvements and change. I'm not seeing, I mean, I don't like really what I'm seeing, but I'm not seeing the worst. But they do, there's a problem. They have problems. That's something definitely to be watched. Okay. Clear that out for a moment. Okay, the next thing I want to look at is I want to use the deck of characters. So I have characters, tools, and places. And the first thing I'm going to use with this is to look at Putin's actions this week, this next week, so this 13th through the 19th. You know, I mean, like I said, these Russian soldiers are going in, they're robbing banks, stealing artwork, you know, in the major cities, in Ukraine's beautiful cities. And then this Russian ministry is saying that they'll take the property of the businesses that have left Ukraine, and like they have the right to take basically something like $10 billion worth of jets that had been leased to the Russian airlines, right? And then meanwhile, Putin's out there gaslighting all of his citizens with his propaganda, trying to make the USA look like the bad guys by you know, of course he's lying, but he's saying that we're developing biological weapons in Ukraine. It's like, this is a big lie. So let's see what his actions are going to be and how he's going to, well, let me look at his actions first, and then I'll find out how he's going to do. Okay, so his actions. What characters does he have support from? Oh, great. Yeah, that doesn't help. Okay, dude, whatever. Okay, remember, I only want the truth. Okay, so let me move these up here for a second. All right, what tools is he going to be using? This will show us how effective he's going to be, or not. Not impressed with his cast of characters up here so far, but let's see, what tools? Okay. Ooh, now that's interesting. Oh, shoot. Actually, that's not good. Okay. And then what place? What place is Ukraine going to be in this week? After he uses his, you know, cast of characters and his tools. Where is this going to put Ukraine for this week? Because we already know Russia's not going to be doing well, right? I mean, the ruble is down to being worth less than a penny. Russia's, we need to pray for the citizens of Russia. Russia's credit rating is now considered junk, right? It's now at a junk status, I guess they're calling it. And the whole G7, like, so the leaders from, what do we have? Canada, France, Germany, of course, Italy, Japan, way over here. and the UK, our friends across the pond, as well as the whole, like, European Union, they're all going to be announcing new economic sanctions and actions to hold him accountable and try and get him, like, completely out of the whole global, financial system. And Biden said this morning that, I'm reading this on Friday, the 11th, he said that they were also going to block, USA is going to block any imports from, so not even worry about tariffs, it's just there's a total blockage of any imports of alcohol, seafood, and diamonds. Meanwhile, Ukraine gets almost $14 billion in new assistance coming through, and they've already sent $107 million for humanitarian purposes. But Biden has said again over and over, we will not be going to war with Russia in Ukraine. Okay, so where is this going to leave Ukraine this week? How's Ukraine going to do this week? I might read on Zelensky as well. Ukraine. Okay. Okay, let me get these. Actually, let's do this before I start laying out this bottom row, because I always have to line up the top row first, and then I can go from there. Hope this all fits. I didn't think to put my camera up even bigger. So this basically, this top row up here is showing the cast of characters that are hanging out with Putin, are all his, remember those airline stewardesses or flight attendants, whatever you call them? They're all women, right? And they're all young, hanging out with him, having breakfast. And they all had their own little individual coffee kettles, I guess. Because, of course, he's not going to trust anybody to... I'm going to do this row last. I want to focus in on him. But anyway, of course, he'd be worried about anybody poisoning him. Okay, so the cast of characters that he has are the women, right? We can see them right here. These women that are just deluded. And then a bunch of drunken workers. So is this his military? Is this Trump? I know that's a can or a beer can in the thumb or whatever, but I always saw it as like the thumbs up Trump kind of thing, and the vomiting. So maybe he has Trump support, but I'm going to say it's probably his military, his Navy. Yeah, he's got that. Okay. And his devoted, demonic, fire-breathing dragon, whatever. But this is, it's supposed to be a card of power, I think. Hold on, let me find, let's see. Oh yeah, here I have it. I'm going to look up some things with, okay, so I printed this out so that I can, okay, so with the elves, it's people who are, working, getting things done. It's also a card of many lovers. Oh, that's interesting. Gang, labor, cleaning and organizing, army. Yeah, this is his army. I think this is his naval. I think what he's going to be planning and doing his actions this week is hanging out with women and using his naval ships that are devoted to, let's look at the dragon. I'm pretty sure that it has to do with, here we go. Speak your truth, personal power, confront your fear, inner strength, fiery, anger, rage, battle. Uprising. Fight, call to action. Yeah, he's going to be doing everything he can. But he's totally deluded, just hanging out with these younger women. Wow. Or whoever this woman is, I keep seeing, who apparently he loves. I don't know how much a man like him could love. But the tools. He has flowers that he's planted. He's had whatever he's planted. He has the his naval fleet that's willing to just not even make it to the other side for him. Spatula besides flipping something? Oh, hold on. Let's look that up. Bear with me. I mean, we could be seeing a lot worse here. And I'm not seeing that. Oh, wait. Here we go. Remember my alphabet. There we go. Flip your perspective. Changing perspective. Seeing the other side. Serve yourself. A call to examine what you serve. Two-sided. Oh, yeah. Trying to make decisions for himself. Two-sided. I think this has to do with both sides of his military. He's got the people on the ground, and then he's got the Navy, the Russian Navy. This would be the people on the ground, the military that would be ready to punch. But he's also, I mean, what? Gee, he's got rocks he can throw, and then he's got poison. This is poison here. I think the little man is the little boy. I think he's planning on. I think what he's blaming with his propaganda. I think he's planning on biological weapons. That's what I think right here. Ugh. Okay, where Ukraine is going to be this week? Well, lots of money coming in. But with the desert, so this would be all the support from all the other countries, okay? But with the desert, the desert. Well, let's look at the rest of the cards. Desert, meadow, the universe, tornado, island, and dumpster. This could be way worse. This isn't good, really, having the dumpster here, but maybe this is what war looks like. Everything's trashed. Things are blown apart. Yeah, sent out into the universe in tornado. That's not good. But it's not as bad as it could have been, right? I don't have graveyard. Of course, people will be dying. It could be much worse. I don't, circus, resurrection, forest, airplane, home, sunken ship. Don't have that. Of course, I don't know that they have. Yeah, Inferno, we didn't get that. Tunnel, cave. Yeah, there are all these other cards that we didn't get. Heaven. I'll do separate for them. But so far this isn't so bad for them. But I don't like at all, because this looks to me like biological warfare, which is completely illegal. But just remember what he helped with. Remember Syria, he helped Assad with that. I know he did. Okay. Let me use the maybe Lenormand. Let's see how will Ukraine do this week, besides that row I had with the deck of character. How's Ukraine going to do this week? And if the man card comes through, that will be Zelensky. And if the woman card comes through, that will be his wife. How will Ukraine do this week? Okay. And I'll do 21 cards, so bear with me. Okay. Looks like changes, lots of, whoops. Oh yeah, okay. Let's see. Oh goodness. Okay. It's like, what, over 2 million people have left already? And it looks like even more will leave. And of course, I'm asking about the people, not the land. Oh, good, that fit. I was hoping I'd have a little room at the bottom here. Actually, maybe if I can just kind of go up even a little bit more. Okay, so with opening the spread here, we have changes but improvements. But then this is leaving home. But storks are really powerful. You know, if you ever look up the spirit animal medicine of a stork, it's quite amazing. And I want to thank Mark Schroeder for emailing me that about a week ago. In nature, I know that storks eat snakes, but the snake card didn't come through this time. But anyway, the storks has to do with leaving, having to leave, you know, change. It's an action card. It's travel, moving, relocation, and under the threat of somebody hurting them as they go. You know, there's evacuation corridors that I saw happening last week. They weren't safe, and I think the cards did show that, but I didn't pick up on it. I was just like, oh, they get out, but no, it turns out that they headed into Russia, and was it Belarus, I think? I could be wrong on that, but it wasn't good. So they're, of course, relocating because of this awful conflict, this war. So they're either relocating or they're staying and fighting, but there's a bunch of them leaving as quickly as they can to make it onto trains out. And their, you know, families being broken apart, of course. Separation of families. It's just awful. And some people are staying, of course, the ones that are staying behind. I mean, this is relocation that is a very, very painful ending. Now, there could be some surprising partnership. I guess this is everything, the support coming through for them. Zelensky didn't come through, but I see this as him continuing to communicate and saying all the important things that he needs to get across, you know, He's out there speaking the truth, and he's in his honor. He will be seen as, he'll end up being seen as a hero. But there's also in Ukraine just tons of caretaking that needs to happen. I mean, it was just awful with what's gone on in Mariupol, how they've, I mean, they bombed it. I guess Russia's using these, like, they call them dumb bombs, stupid bombs, because they don't know where they go. And so what did they do? They took out an orphanage, and they took out a maternity, a hospital full of pregnant women needing to give birth. So they're being carried out on stretchers if they're alive. And then children are dying of dehydration because Russia has cut off all air, water, food, support, anything, cut off supplies. So Ukrainians are scrambling as quickly as they can, and they're trying to stay with their family, and they're trying to get family members out if they can. I have no idea why that card showed up, but I'm going to take it because it looks like some happiness and some celebration. It's a card of merriment, so I'm seeing some celebration. The four corners here, so this, of course, this can be cyber warfare, this can be shocking relocations that have to happen. But the world is watching them, and they are in their wisdom, their insight, their amazing sense of clairaudience, clairvoyance, all of the psychic powers that they need. And they're trying to keep an eye on their art and the things that, that belong in the city that has nurtured their, their strength in the past. I like having this partnership card here, or this agreement. And I think the agreement speaks to support for people that need it to be taken care of. This is the card of caretaking. I'm not feeling it has anything to do with Trump, and I'm not feeling like there's any agreement with Trump. He's just like out of the picture. This line in the middle here, this has to do with creating. They're working hard. They're fighting and battling to hold on to their. This is like the tribe, the clan, the honor of the spirit of the Ukrainian people. And there could be some things that are unknown right now, of course. But there could also be some secrets that are being withheld in order to hold on to. You know what I'm feeling like? I'm feeling like they're trying to gather artwork, because look how these cards knight. Artwork, books, scientific journals, things that matter to them. They're trying to clear them out. The tree is my card for science. This is a card for science here, the book. And art, and they're looking for ways to get them out and hide them. That could be why the reverie, the merriment card is in here, because this is a card of major, like so much prosperity. Just think of being able to, soak in a tub and drink wine. But it's a card of partying. So this to me is the arts. It knights the arts, and this is definitely the arts here. These two cards are knighting together, and so they're watching that. So this week they're doing what they can to keep a hold of their their culture, their beautiful culture. They are amazing artists, and they are amazing builders. So I think there's partnership there to help them with that, to help them hold on to that. Okay, so yeah, and then remember that news that came out about some back channel for USA to communicate with Russian soldiers? I'm wondering about that now with this line down here. Because this could be, you know, an internet, right, and this connection with the internet to be able to speak with what would be a hidden enemy, but they could turn into a minor enemy if they're supportive. You know, this would be like a Russian, how many Russian soldiers may deflect? Is that the right word? Deflect? Defect? I don't know. Leave and say, I'm not doing that because the Ukrainians are my brothers. You know, well, it's just ridiculous for that to be happening, for this to be happening in the first place. But there's some important solution here to the honor of the beauty and culture of the Ukrainian people. And the Clover card can be a recovery, but it could also be like two opportunities. It could just be risky opportunities, but there's some solutions and they're going to try it anyway because they know this. I'm knighting cards here to get this. I think this is about hiding, finding ways to hide. And maybe it's moving artwork and scientific journals and secrets, state secrets, things like that. You know, I mean, it's a new country. We have to remember. I think their first president was 1991, right? And I think Zelensky's the fifth president that they have. Yeah, one of them just totally ran away. The one that was in place in Crimea when Putin invaded Crimea. He just took off. But that's another whole story. But currently, or for this next week, I think they're going to be finding solutions to move art, creative pieces, all of that, everything that matters to them and their culture to get them to a safe, hidden place. Because this knighting here, you know, artwork. The moon is their reputation as well, and all of their creative things that are you know, of high honor, and it knights down here, and then secrets, yeah, knights down here to a secluded, private, hidden place. On another level, this card is all about obstacles. So this could be an obstacle to internet service, obstacle to creating a web within the, I don't want to say tribe, but you know, the big, because this card could even relate to their military. And notice how it knights up here to the dueling, you know, swords. Because this is the battle. And this could be their military. Or what they have of a military, of like all these new people even coming together and coming in. And maybe they drink at night to be able to go to sleep, right? Or maybe... I don't know. Of course they would. Who wouldn't? In that, you know, given that situation. And it might be the only liquids they have at this point. I mean, we don't know. Like, it's just, it's awful. But in summary, a lot of them will be leaving. Some will be dying. There could be shocking, on one level, it could be shocking partnerships. On another level, this could be a big breakthrough of a partnership to help them take care of their people. And then there's a delay and these obstacles. This could be the painful end of some type of communication, and that gets a lot of them to leave. Yeah, because, the Russian military is coming after them as they try to leave. That's the problem. That's the problem. Even though they think there's a partnership, there's like this web, because I'm reading this with a different layer. This web of hidden enemies. Jeez. And I guess that 40-mile, a big old lane of tanks is starting to move, and it had been there to just block the way. And they are getting around. They were down here. Well, they came in over here, and then over the water area. They've taken this in Crimea's and here and there. So they're encircling. Russia's encircling. It's not good. Let's look at. Let me use the Lima Lemon. I want to see how Zelensky's going to do this week. Let's check on Zelensky. And then after that, I'll check on Putin, and then I think we'll be done. Remember, we've got this Virgo full moon coming in at the end of the week, too. But if you haven't already seen it, it's pretty easy to follow along my astrology readings, and I've been doing those weekly, so you can get everything you want on the full moon there. And that's uploaded as well, so everything will come out at the same time, and you can watch all weekend. Okay, so Zelensky. How's he going to be doing this next week? I just heard strong like bull. Okay, I like that. Okay, how's he going to do this week? Let me do 10 cards. Okay, obstacles, success, communication, success. That's interesting. Let me keep going. Oh, protection. I like that. Oh, I always forget these cards are really big. Protection and protection of his secrets. Ooh. Okay, that's good there. That has to be his wife. She's protected and safe. Some decisions. Oh, yeah, that's right. He has to keep moving around. Yeah, and I think he's moving her around. Okay. Don't see any negative cards here. This is really good. Except, of course, this is an obstacle, but the Mountain is also a card of like a retreat, like where you can hide. It's a barrier, a place where a person can hide. So obstacles are revealed. Secret places to hide are successful, bringing peace and harmony. And then with the book, this is him being hidden. He's hidden in peaceful, safe places, I think, along with his wife. I think his card didn't need to come through. He and his wife are hidden in a peaceful place successfully, where he can communicate. It's usually written words, but I'll take any type of communications. He has protection. But he has to keep making decisions as to where to go, and making decisions for the country, right? Protection clears the way for him to make decisions. Protection over dangerous travels. He's hidden from danger so that he can make the choices and so that he can travel. And then mirroring, like bookending here, storks come and go from the nest. So I'm really feeling like, yeah, there's delays and obstacles, but I'm feeling like this mountain kind of brings in safety. And with, the storks has to do with improvement, change. Yeah, changing locations is really what it's about, and protecting his wife. She kind of looks like her, too. She kind of looks like that. Wow. Yeah, it's the Ace of Swords that rules this card, so it's like that clarity. King of Swords, the strategy, right? This is like this would be like the Page of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles, like decisions for financial safety too, but mostly physical safety. Ten of Pentacles, lots of protection there. Wow. And then this would be like the Ten of Cups, Seven of Swords, Ace of Cups. Oh, I'm sorry. Ace of Pentacles, Queen of Cups. If we were to tarotize this reading. And this, of course, would be the Eight of Wands. But this is totally weird to me, to put the Eight of Wands in the Mountain card, because the Mountain card, things don't move fast. So why would the Eight of Wands? This is where it's like, that's the reason I've never gone with too much of this, but that's just my, I tend to use the Linnemann and more of the situation and the symbology. Okay, so I feel okay there about Zelensky. So let's look at, Visions of Life Tarot Custodio. Okay, let's see how, are these all upright? Yeah, I'll just leave them upright. I'll do 10 cards to see how will Putin do this week. I keep seeing a woman take him out. As much as I never wish harm on anyone, it's like, wouldn't that just solve everything? Instead, he has the whole world up in arms. And Xi Jinping is just kind of hiding, acting like he's not for it, but we know he is, and so's the other little guy over in Korea. If he's even still alive, might just be the other Korean family dictators. and military. Anyway, Putin. How's Putin going to do this next week? I had to stop asking how he's going to do because I started empathing him and I got really bad stomach cramps. So I just said, never mind, I don't want to know. I'll just ask the cards. Really couldn't seem to keep it out of my body. Ace of Wands. Oops. Chariot. Empress. Four of Swords, Two of Cups, Three of Wands, Six of Swords, Four of Cups, Seven of Pentacles, and Judgment. Okay, might use a deck of character as well. Let's see what was on the bottom. Yeah, interesting. This is the weirdest deck, I swear. I had to, if you order this deck, which I think it's out of print right now, but anyway, if you order it when it comes back in, you're going to have to write little notes as to which of the pip cards, the minor arcana are, or just go with the images. You can do that too. Okay, so here's the theme for him and his challenge. This middle row is the theme and the challenge. So there's apathy. He's not going to take any offers coming his way. And I'm going to go with the images on this one where he's worried about somebody poisoning him. He's worried about a woman poisoning him is what I'm getting here. Wow. And so he's spending more time alone, isolated, and he's bored. But in his mind, he thinks he's all of that and a bag of chips, and so he's just going to go after what he wants. But to have this Four of Swords next to the partnership card, I guess he has some people that come and help him, even though he's in isolation, of course. I think that he's ill, otherwise why else would he need healing here? What's growing within him? What's this about? He wants to just take the whole world. He wouldn't stop in Ukraine. He would end up he'd end up all over Europe. We're dealing with another Hitler here is what we're dealing with. And yeah, he's bored, so he's just got to go try and take other countries. But this next week, he's harvesting what? Harvesting judgment. Is this the weirdest judgment card you've ever seen in your life? I don't know how to read that. You guys tell me. I don't know how to read this. Please tell me. It's like, what? He's trying to get messages to feed his unbelievable, insatiable appetite. I mean, generally, the judgment card has to do with transformation, but it can just be outright judgment. I think his partners are judging him. I think this is the Russian oligarchs who are judging him. And they're like, where's, maybe they don't like all these tomatoes being thrown at them. And they don't like being isolated from their money. He's feeling isolated, or he is isolated from these Russian oligarchs now because they don't like these judgments and sanctions that are coming down on them, all of them, right? Because they're all of the, we can thank the UK, we can thank all of these European countries who are, now Germany could, but maybe they can't cut off oil supply from them, but they're the ones that get the most oil. Okay, and what was on the bottom of the deck is a whole lot of stress, so much stress with the Ten of Wands over him just trying to hold on to his power. Yeah, okay. Let's see what, quickly, how long is this going? Yeah, this is long. Let's flip this around in a different way. What characters will be working against him? What tools will they be using, and what place will that put him in? Okay, what characters? We already looked at who was supporting him. So let's look at who's, because he's put himself in this dualistic, polarized position. So let's figure out what, let me make a little more room here. Where's he going to be? What characters are going to be working against him? And what tools will they use? Okay. Oh my goodness, these cards are so slippery. Okay. And then what place will he be by the end of the week? After the full moon. Or by the full moon, whatever. Even if it's a couple days before and a couple days after, I don't care. What place is he going to land soon? Okay. Make a little room here. So we have the whale. People who are devoted, a huge amount of people who are devoted. Devoted to love? Interesting. Could this be Trump working against him? Oh, wow. Oh, it could be the Navy. Interesting. The Explorer has to do with planting, literally, like it says, planting your flag. But it does have to do, this is like a Sagittarius Jupiter card to me, like, I think they're maybe exploring other options. The Knight, of course, would be military people, and then trying to fix people. So the people that are working against him are trying to, there's a huge amount, I would say, worldwide and in the water, amount of people who are devoted to love, and I feel like this has to do with the Navy. I really do. Working against him. Maybe this has to do with Chernobyl, because they're worried about that need. And there are so much that's not being talked about. But these briefings, they're talking to us, but they're not telling us anything that they're gonna do, because that would just be really stupid, right? Even Biden took like one question after his talk this morning. That was it. So they're working to fix that. I feel like this has to do with Chernobyl up here. And then we have the cauldron. Okay, and so the tools they're using, the cauldron, war, compass, candle, fuel, magnet, and wings. Wow. And where it's going to land him is under construction, sunken ship, circus. Yeah, so I feel right on about the Navy up there. And it would be, all types of European Navy and USA, yeah, submarines, all of that, right? Everything. Okay. I feel like this has to do with the water. And this, the love goddess, even though this is the weirdest little card, it's like the drawing, I just would never do that. Anyway, whatever. I feel like this card has to do with all of our prayers, our devoted prayers of love going out all over the world. And maybe we're drinking a little too much, there's that possibility, but also that I feel like it really does have to do with the Navy. And all the different countries together. And they're exploring ways to work together to try and fix this situation, and I really do feel like it has to do with Chernobyl. Now, the tools that they have to work against him, of course, are we're stewing in this place of the fact that we do not want to navigate towards war. So we're holding the light. And then we have all types of fuel to magnetize. Wings to me would be freedom. Let me look in the, hold on. Let's see. Yeah, liberation, it says. Liberation, lightness, freedom. Bird's eye view. Ooh, omnipresent. Taking off. Connection with the fifth dimension. Love, peace, joy, seeing the light. So holding this candle to create, that's right, because we're all together in this. There's a lot of fuel, there's a lot of available fuel to magnetize liberation and freedom. Wow. And where he's going to end up, oh, I didn't even look at these cards down here. In a graveyard, in a dumpster. Wow. Because of the tools that are going to be used. Boy, and you guys, if anyone, feel free to read into these cards and leave it in the comments, because, anyone can read these cards. The symbology is, it's all right here. Anyway, it's going to leave him in a place where his plan for war was a sunken ship. It turns into a sunken ship. This could be his navy. His navy. And his house under construction. Now, the house to me is a place of safety and sanctuary. Under construction looks to me like it's blown apart. Maybe somebody's going to go in and get him. And then with the circus, Wow. Well, this could be like him running around in circles in his own space, not knowing what to do, and then wanting to hide in the mountains, thinking that he can resurrect himself later on. But now this can be like the judgment card in the tarot too. But he winds up in the graveyard and in a big dirty dumpster. Whoa. Okay. Well, I didn't see poisoning like it did before. Now I'm seeing something else, but yeah, and it's just next week. It's good. Maybe this is him visiting. Maybe this is part of all of his soldiers coming back who've been trashed. Maybe this is him, visiting a gravesite. Wow. You guys, let me know what you get with this. Just remember, my intention when I drew the cards was who will be working against him was up here. And these are the tools that they would use. And then this bottom row is the place he would wind up in. It looks to me like a process here. Like something's not going right, and so he's not feeling safe, and he has to get out of the house, and he's running around like a crazy person, and maybe can he go hide in the mountains? Or just he's blocked. Could just be that he's very, very blocked. And then this resurrection and graveyard together could be like some kind of a rebirth, but then winding up in a dumpster? No. Anyway, tell me what you guys get. Goodness. Okay, I'm going to get this uploaded for you. I think it's the longest one I've done yet for the USA, or for the, world thing going on. Okay. Well, you guys, take good care.